10. Apollo David. Michelangelo was a younger contemporary of Leonardo, and both were rivals vying to create the most impressive works of their time. When Leonardo mocked Michelangelo, he in turn called Leonardo fought back, saying, "Horse modeler that you are, who, unable to cast a statue in bronze, were forced to give up the attempt in shame." But Michelangelo, as we shall see, another artist who left artworks unfinished. 9. Atlas Slave. Michelangelo was famous for his a non finito style. Vasari, who wrote one of the first books of art history, said that the works he envisioned were of such a nature that he found it impossible to express such grandiose and awesome conceptions with his hands, and he often abandoned his works, or rather ruined many of them, a broken bar, for fear that he might seem less than perfect. 8. Taditando. There is only one marble sculpture by Michelangelo in the UK, and it is one of the prized possessions of the Royal Academy. The A Virgin and Child with the infant Saint John is yet another unfinished work by Michelangelo, though it remains a beautiful work of art. 7. Rondinini Pietà. Michelangelo's Pietà in the Vatican is one of the most famous sculptures in the world, showing the Virgin Mary with Jesus' body after the crucifixion. It is a hugely moving work of art, but it is not the only time Michelangelo sculpted the scene. His last work of art, left uncompleted at his death, shows the two figures in a completely different pose. 6. Unfinished obelisk at Aswan. The ancient Egyptians loved to erect monumental works of art. Among the largest were the freestanding obelisks that scraped the sky long before modern cities began erecting skyscrapers. The largest obelisk ever discovered measured around 42 meters, 140 feet. Tall. It would have been a third larger than any other obelisk. Unfortunately for the Egyptians who were making it, the obelisk fractured while it was being cut from the rock. 5. Monument to Humanity. Any mention of the history between Turkey and Armenia is bound to cause trouble. There seems to be abundant evidence that Turkish Ottoman forces between 1914 and 1923 forced Armenians out of their territory. Disputed figures put the death toll at around 1.5 million. The Turkish government strongly denies any wrongdoing, but many refer to this period as the Armenian Genocide. 4. El Gigante. The monumental statues of Easter Island are famous around the world. The enigmatic Moai, also known as Easter Island Head, though they have bodies, come in a variety of sizes. The largest one standing is known as Paro and is 10 meters, or 33 feet, tall. Yet there was one that would have dwarfed it if it had ever left the quarry. 3. Grandfather cuts loose the ponies. David Govey-Dare erected a statue of galloping horses to celebrate 100 years of Washington being a state. The multiple life-sized horses each weigh over 1,000 pounds, and as they stand are one of the most viewed pieces of art in the state. But they are not the complete sculpture as the artist envisioned it. 2. Crows of Apollonius. Ancient Greek statues, like ancient Greek culture, had a fondness for naked young men. There were statues that can be found throughout the Greek world. Over the centuries, the development of Greek art can be followed in the changes of style shown in these. Most of them are life-size, but some of them could be far larger. 1. Crazy Horse. Crazy Horse was a war leader of the Oglala, one of the Lakota bands and part of the Sioux Alliance. In the 19th century, respected by his own people and his enemies, he was one of the most famous Native Americans of his time. In the 1930s, Henry Standing Bear began to plan a monument to Crazy Horse that would rival the presidential faces on Mount Rushmore. He wrote to Polish sculptor Korzak Ziolkowski, "My fellow chiefs and I would like the white man to know that the red man has great heroes." 2.